Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hegai and Esther. If this is your first time seeing my videos, you're highly welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming here. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I transformed my gorgeous clients. So I started with, first of all, cleaning her face, which is the first thing we do in makeup. So you have to clean the face and, you know, like to remove any hidden debts or any type of debts on the skin. So whether the client's face is already cleaned or the client just finished washing her face, you have to make sure you still repeat this process. It's important. You'll be surprised the type of dirt that you're going to get out at the end of the day. Okay guys, so after cleaning the face, the next thing I'm going to do is to dry her face with a fan. So you have to make sure it's dry before you go ahead and put product, because I mean there is water on the face. You don't put the next product on that face. So the next thing I'm going to do is to apply my moisturizer. So for this video I'm using the Bomb moisturizer from Cosmetics. It's a Nigerian brand. So yeah, you can actually use any good moisturizer to achieve this process. So I'm going to be moisturizing her face. So I'm just putting the product on the face to hydrate the skin. So I'm going to be moisturizing her face with this product, and I'm blending it into the skin, and equally I'm making sure that this moisturizer is going to get everywhere. It's important for you to moisturize the skin. It's important for you to moisturize the skin. The skin needs hydration. The skin needs to be hydrated so that it can take on every product you are bringing into the skin. Remember, we are going to go ahead and put a lot of products, foundations, powders, name them, concealers and everything. So you need the skin to be hydrated to be able to, you know, carry on with these products we're going to add along the day, or during the course of the day, or during the course of the makeup. Okay guys, so when I'm done doing that, I blended it into the skin, and the next thing I did is to add my primer. So I'm using the e.l.f. primer. So I'm just put that on the face, and then I'm going to blend it into the skin as well. So I'm going to be avoiding the under eyes while applying any primer, be it a hydrating primer or a mattifying primer. Just make sure you avoid the under eyes. So you can only use a moisturizer or an eye cream for those places. So after doing that, I just go ahead and set with my setting spray. So I didn't do any mattifying primer for her because my client has a very dry skin, so there is no need for me to mattify her skin. So I just used a, you know. So after that, I go ahead and use my Q-tips to, you know, remove any particle or anything in her eyes or anything. So after doing this, I mixed my foundation. So I mixed the Nars foundation, and the Huda Beauty foundation. I mixed both of them together to achieve this shade that is at least close to her skin, but it's actually her skin tone, and I'm seeing it's a bit lighter. I don't know, sometimes my phone is crazy with, you know, viewing the shades. So after mixing this product, I just put it on her, and then I begin to blend it into the skin. So one thing I did today on this day is just to like make sure I blend the product into the skin very well. So guys, you guys would know that whenever I mix my foundation, I make sure that it's very light, creamy, because mostly I use actually creamy based products for the foundation. I don't like using like heavy or thick foundation for any reason. So I mostly use like soft and creamy based products, because like it's going to be light on the client's skin. I don't like anything heavy. Okay, so after that, I'm using the Nuban Beauty concealer as my concealer for this makeup. So I'm going to be like applying that on the highlighted areas, the under eyes, the jaw, the cupid bow, the forehead, nose bridge. I'm just putting them there, and then after that I'm going to go ahead and blend them into the skin. So one of the reasons why I use just one these products and I'm not adding like products as more concealers transition is because I feel like the foundation that I just used is just a little bit, just one shade darker, or maybe, I don't know, I'm just feeling like it's not like perfectly perfect. So I don't want to add any darker shade of concealer So I'm just using this, but even if it's just a little bit anyway, just I use that to, I place that in her under eyes, and then I'm going to blend it out. There is also one thing that I've equally come to understand: just use little or no concealers under the eyes. Don't add too much concealer, just a little bit, and you are going to achieve what you want. Okay guys, so equally on this day, so in this UK that I've come, it have make me to learn to be fast when I'm doing makeup. In Nigeria, like, I take my time a lot to do my beats, but here I have to understand that, because on this day, you guys won't believe it, I did makeup for how many people? I can't even count, like it was too many. And so I was just like, I did skip some steps. I don't know, tell me if you notice the steps I skip. If you have been watching my videos, you should already know what I do and the steps, so I skip some things. Just tell me if you noticed. But at the end of the day, you might not even know that I actually skipped anything. Okay guys, so after that, I moved ahead to add the blush on her face. So I used my blush from Colouredraine. It's a very lovely peachy orange blush, which is very beautiful, or pinkish peach, I don't know. So after that, I go ahead and I had to like blend again the under eyes. Just had to blend it again, and equally I moved ahead to set with my setting powder. So I'm using the setting powder from Nuban Beauty in the shade Cinnamon. I'm using that to set her under eyes. So I'm just like setting it like right away, because I don't want any creasing for any reason. Equally with the fact that I'm rushing, so I don't want to like do and have to come back, like, you know, redoing and redoing. Yeah, so guys, I'm doing that. So knowing very well that I had a lot of people to do makeup on this day, I had to start this person's makeup, like, I think it was like 7 hours before the event, more than 7 hours before the event, because I have to do a lot of people's makeup. So I started hers very quite early, and you guys will not believe me, before they were going for the event, her makeup was still very intact. You know, I was even like kind of scared, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm rushing and I have to do this makeup way before the time. Oh no. So but I mean, everything was still good, intact before they left for the event. So I'm using the setting powder to set the rest of the face. And after that, I just have to use my normal powder to push it into her skin. Just, you can use any powder anyway. So I use the powder to push it into the skin, and after doing that, I go ahead to set the rest of the face. So I'm using my powder. I'm believing that I'm using a powder palette, or maybe a compact powder. Honestly, I can't really remember, but I think this is a compact powder, not a powder palette. One of the reasons why I will know is because of the shades I'm seeing. Powder palette, I mostly get different shades. So when I'm using a powder palette, I select different shades, and that makes me to get anybody's undertone, being whatever the undertone is or the shade is. If I use a powder palette, I would most definitely have it, get it. If you're a beginner in makeup, I would really advise you to buy a powder palette more than you buying single powder, because that way you would always like adjust and run things over. Okay guys, so after setting the low lights, I have to go ahead and set her contour. The contours on her forehead, the jaw, the contours on her forehead, and equally do the ones on her cheekbones. So I'm just setting those with the contour powder that I have. Okay guys, so I'm just like making sure I remove any harsh line and everything. So after doing that, I have to equally set the contour on her. I have to equally like emphasize the contour on her nose, or maybe contour her nose with my powder contour. All right, so I'm equally not being heavy. So recently, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I try not to be too heavy-handed when it comes to contours, powder contours, even creamy contours. I don't like using very dark shades to, you know, create any contour. So I just like to like leave it minimal, not too heavy or not too, you know, something out of the ordinary. Okay guys, so after everything, I just added my blush. So just added the blush, and then I sprayed her face using this spray is from Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. So I used it, I have a very tiny bottles of them, so I used that to set her face. So after setting the face, I have to go ahead and bake the face as well. So I decided to bake before I do the brows, which is very unusual of me. Honestly, it's very unusual of me. The normal me would have actually done the brows then do the baking before eyeshadow. That's what the mommy would do, but I don't know why on this day I have to, you know, like go ahead and bake before I do the brows. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm just I dusted out the setting powder that I used to set the brows, because first of all I have to tame it down and then set with the setting powder, and then after that I have to start outlining the brows. So one good thing with me is that no matter what it is, no matter how I'm rushing, no matter how things are not okay, my brows will always be perfect. I don't know, I give myself credit on that. I create one of the most amazing brows out there. Honestly, I do. So I give myself that credit. And sometimes when I see people, I do feel like, oh no, I don't know if I'm going to get the perfect brows on this person. But you know, when I start, I still realize that, oh yeah, I still got this. I'm going to do it great. I'm going to do it very well. So I started drawing her brows. So I'm actually outlining the brows with my brow gel from Hegai and Esther, which is one of my OGs. If you have been on my channel, you know that that product has been here from day one. And equally my angled brush from Merak Cosmetics. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm equally going to be using my pencil. This pencil is the Davis pencil in the shade 003. I'm going to try and write these things on the screen. I just, so help me God that I'm going to do that before I upload the video. Okay guys, so I'm just using that to fill out the brows. I don't know why I didn't zoom this video. I love to zoom when I'm doing brows so that you can see very well. All right guys, so moving on, after drawing and dragging out and everything, I go ahead to conceal the brows. So I'm concealing my brows using my concealer. That's the one I used on her face. That is the Nuban Beauty concealer in the shade 043, sorry, in the shade 043. So I'm using that to outline her brows. I'm going to zoom this video, it's very far from me. So I'm using that to conceal her brows. Considering the fact that I'm rushing, I don't know if I had the time or the chance to even get another shade, because I'm really focused. I'm trying to rush, and I said to myself that I'm going to film this look. Come what may, I'm going to film it. So, and here you have it. So guys, moving on, after doing that, after concealing the brows, I just go ahead and blended it out. So sorry guys, I feel hungry. Go ahead and blended it out, and yeah, when everything is fine, yeah, the normal me would have actually set it. So I'm rushing actually, so yeah, that is why I don't understand that. But please, my hand is not doing like this. This is not the rushing, this is me fast forwarding this video, you know, not to make it very boring, because I don't like it when I do try to place myself in you guys' shoes, because if I'm watching a video that is very slow, I'm going to be bored. So that's why I do fast forward most of my videos. If you guys don't like the fast forwarding, or maybe I mean the fast or the fast pace, just let me know. Oh no, I think this is too fast. Okay guys, so moving on, I just use my powder to set the brow bone now after putting on my eyeshadow base. This is too fast. I use my powder to, you know, set it, and after setting it, then I begin to create my transition from my eyeshadow. So this is a light or dark brown. This is a dark brown shade, so I'm using that to create the transition for my eyeshadow base. So one of the things I'm going to do recently, you guys are going to see it anyways, I'm going to start teaching you guys how to create eyeshadow bit by bit, so that you won't have to come to my, so if you're watching a full makeup clip, just know that you're watching how to do makeup and not learning how to do eyeshadow, how to do brows from them. So I have decided I'm going to create eyebrows videos, eyeshadow videos, and teach you guys how to create them significantly. So just expect that, it's coming very soon. Okay guys, so after doing the transition, I begin to add a darker shade of eyeshadow, and I'm just using that to, you know, create that shield or that shadow, and equally creating the transition as well, and equally the outer V. You know, like I loved how this shade comes out. It came out pretty nice and very lovely and beautiful. Okay guys, so I'm trying equally to make sure there's no demarcation between the brow bone and equally the eyeshadow. So moving on, I'm using, this is actually the Jacqueline Hill's palette with Morphe. the Jacqueline Hills and Morphe, the palette they produced together. So guys, I just picked the shades. It's actually a very nude shade, nude palette. So, but that's by the way. So moving on, I just added that, and I equally, you know, like added the light shades, the places they should be, and then I decided to outline the eyeshadow. So I decided to draw my liner. I'm beginning to talk rubbish because I'm thinking of something else when I'm making this voiceover. That is it. The voice in my head is talking to me, and that is not helping. Okay guys, so this gel liner is from Zaron Cosmetics. That's one of the gel liners that I've been using all these years. I don't have intentions of changing it. I know the ink blot has been one that everybody use ink blot, but I mean the Zaron gel liner has been there for me. It doesn't really get tacky, it doesn't block all the time, so it's a very nice product and I don't plan on changing. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm just like drawing her liner, just, you know, like to get that liner of the hook and equally get things working. So after doing that, I go ahead and fix her lashes. I don't want to fix any because they selected the lashes they want, so I just have to like put that on and then, you know, let her look up. I will see how it looks, and when it's looking nice, I just use my mascara to marry them, her lashes and her natural lashes together. Her false lashes and the natural lashes, I marry them together and they quarry. Just, you know, brush everything, and sometimes these details, the lashes and everything, they come in handy. They are the things that actually makes your makeup to look that's astonishing and everything. Okay guys, so moving on, I just decided to like enhance everything I have done before. I'm just setting the whole face again, adding my powders where they should be, you know, doing what I should do. I'm blending my product in. Yeah, so yeah, everything is okay. I'm just re-emphasizing everything, the contour, the blush, the powders, you know, re-emphasizing them and adding them where they should stay and where they should be. Okay guys, so after doing that, I go ahead and use my beauty blender to blend this product into the skin. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm doing that, just blending it into the skin. So first of all, I use the first setting spray. I think is it the same setting spray? I can't even remember what I used before. So but basically I use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray now to set everything, and that is it. So I actually created this lips off camera because I didn't do her lips immediately after doing her makeup because she wanted to do something, so I had to start another person's makeup. But afterwards she came in and asked me to do her lips and I did it, and this is the finished look. See you next time.